I love crisp, clear nights like this one. Not a cloud in the sky. The moon is bright, the air brisk and refreshing. I just wish the reason I was out tonight was a more pleasant one. With tensions at an all-time high between our dragon clan, the humans to the north and the Neckos to the west, it means I'm out here monitoring our borders and not simply out on a peaceful midnight stroll. Oh well. It still gives me a reason to stretch my legs. I haven't seen any suspicious activity all night. I wonder if the others have found anything. I haven't heard anything from them in a while. Let me get a better look atop this tree. Maybe I can spot them from up here. It's a good idea to climb periodically anyway. If Neckos did decide to sneak into our lands, they'd most assuredly be doing it from as high as possible. There. Now I can see for miles. There's Kren. He's stopped. I wonder if he hears anything. His head is tilted slightly. Is he just monitoring, or is he... Wait. He just fell. What the... There's Linaya. She spotted Kren's fallen body and is investigating. It doesn't appear that Kren is dead. I wonder... Something's moving. From the bushes. I can barely see it sneaking up behind Linaya. How does she not hear it? Whoever it is quite skilled. It's a human. What's it doing? It looks thin and wiry. It doesn't look enfeebled, but it's certainly not one of their warriors. He sprayed Linnea with something. Some sort of gas or powder that's fired with a contraption hidden in the sleeve of his left arm. Linnea has fallen too. He's making his way towards me. He hasn't spotted me from up here. If I wait and give him time to walk directly under my tree, I can drop down. Now! Human. I think I'll just make you breathe in whatever it is you're using here. That's right. Time for you to take a little nap. Wakey wakey, human. Are you coming out of it? You took a mighty large dose of whatever gas you got in your little contraption here. You've been asleep for nearly a day. You better be glad for your sake that whatever gas you've created appears to only be a sleep inducer of some kind and not fatal, or you'd never be waking up. Didn't expect one of my kind to be climbing trees, did you? I know it sounds odd, but dragon people prefer to keep their feet on the ground. Only the most ancient, the original dragons, can still fly. The rest of us are more human than dragon nowadays, if you can believe it. But I enjoy a good climb now and then. It's a good thing for me that I do, or you might have been able to render me unconscious as well. I give you credit, human. You're incredibly stealthy. To have taken down so many of our kind undetected. That was most impressive. I checked on Kren and Linnea, the two dragons I witnessed you gasp before I got you. They were only sleeping, but extremely soundly. I'll even say that when they awoke, they were more refreshed than they've been in over a decade. When I checked the surrounding area, I found a trail of 7 dragon scouts and warriors that you had succeeded in knocking out to get this deep into our lands. Now, human, as you know, you are currently tied and gagged in my dwelling. I'm going to remove your gag so that you may speak with me and answer some questions I have before deciding what to do with you. You're not going to scream or shout or in any way speak with a loud tone of voice. Do you know why? Because my dwelling is at the centre of our village. I was able to bring you here secretly. Nobody else knows that you're here. Cry out for help, and only dragons will hear you. And if any other dragon discovered you here, he just might be inclined to shred your body apart rather than risk allowing you to accomplish whatever it is you came here to do. So now I'm going to remove your gag, and you and I are going to discuss exactly what it is that you came here to do calmly and softly and in a civilised manner before I decide what to do with you. Is that clear? You offer no acknowledgement. Your cold eyes glare at me with such contempt. It makes me even more curious to know exactly what it is you seek in our lands. Very well. I'm removing your gag. I have already warned you of the fate that awaits you should you cry out. I will speak to you softly and clearly. You feel free to do as you will. Now, human, let me begin with simple introductions. My name is Aruna. Well, to be honest, my name is most likely not pronounceable in your tongue, but Aruna will suffice. It's the name I use for brevity. Now that I have given you my name, it is only common courtesy to give me yours, human. No response? Are the tales I hear of the barbarism of the humans and their lack of honour true? I have no love for you kind, human, but to be honest, those tales always struck me as a bit racist. Won't you at least provide your name to help counter such ideas? My, such vitriol from my kind. Perhaps the vulgar tales of humans are true. But still, no name. That does tend to make conversing slightly more annoying. I do not wish to continue to call you human. Well then, I shall name you myself. So what shall I call you? Ah, I've got it. A name that fits you magnificently in every way. Your skill remaining undetected was most impressive. I barely noticed you when I was staring directly at you, sneaking up on poor Linnea the way you did. And now you remain a darkened mystery to me, which I desired to make light with truth. And so, I will call you Shadow. Yes, it is what I wish, and so I will do it. At least by speaking to me now, you have proven that refusing to give me your name is not an indicator that you cannot speak at all. So before you speak again, and trust me, Shadow, you will speak again, let me explain your situation clearly in case you hadn't fully grasped what's happening. First, the obvious. You are tied securely. You are in my dwelling, in my village, surrounded by my people. But I do not need the rush of my fellow dragons in here to end your life. With a single swipe of my retractable claws, I could slit your throat easily where you lay. Now, for the not so obvious. I told you that my name was Aruna. What I did not tell you is that I'm the youngest daughter of Antiago. Yes, you recognise that name, Shadow. The leader of our kind. I am what humans might call royalty, although we don't quite think of ourselves in those terms. So, not only do I possess a certain level of authority here, I also possess a very special gift that may be passed down only through my bloodline, and even within my family, it is a rare occurrence. None of my siblings were born the same. For you see, Shadow, I am an empath. I can sense your emotions, and your emotions are so strong and so severe that I can't just feel them. I can taste them. While you were asleep, they were clearly present, but once you woke up, they practically threatened to overwhelm me. I speak truth when I say that I have never before experienced such a powerful emotional presence as yours, Shadow. And this is why I have not brought you before my father or the others just yet. I wish to know more about you first. I wish for answers as to why I can feel you like no other. Such words, Shadow. Such venom. Have we dragons truly earned such hatred in your heart? What have we done to cause you such deep blackness within your spirit? I do not believe that you are an agent of your government. You are not an assassin or a thief or a spy. They feel much colder, much... what would the appropriate word? Hollower. Yes, there is an emptiness to each one of them that I do not feel in you. They are professionals with a mission and a focus. You, whatever brings you here, is very, very personal, I'm sure of it. And although your feelings of this matter are radiating widely out of you, the exact nature of the matter is not. I am only an empath. I am not a telepath. I cannot read your thoughts, only your motions. So please, Shadow, tell me now why you have come. What is the source of your bitterness and anger? No words? To tell you the truth, I had little hope that you would simply share with me what I desired to know, but I had to give you a chance to speak freely, as I never desired to resort to other means. I do not inflict pain, Shadow, and not simply because I'm truly a gentle soul and have no desire to harm others, but because, as you can imagine, as an empath, your pain also reaches me in some way. To hurt you is to hurt myself to a small degree. But I must know what brings you here, and not simply for my own curiosity. I have to know for the safety of my village and my people. What harm did you intend to cause? So now, Shadow, let us start with something small. No broken bones, no burnt flesh, not yet. I will simply extend a single claw from underneath my fingernail. You see it, Shadow? Not like the thick claw of an echo. My claws are thin and razor-like. I will have to be very careful as I cut you. The slightest mistake could cause a piece of my claw to break off and embed itself in your flesh, causing you great pain and irritation for many weeks. Yes, now I can feel something different from you. Just relieving my claws brings something else to the surface quickly. I must say, Shadow, your emotions are so raw, so powerful. It's almost intoxicating simply being in your presence. So now, if I take my claw and slice slowly down your cheek, causing the slightest amount of blood to appear. Shadow! There's... Oh my God, what's wrong with me? Your emotions. I already told you how raw and powerful they are, but they're so vivid as well. When I cut you right now, you didn't flinch. You didn't fight. You simply lay there unmoving. Tears began to flow, but not from the pain. You hurt. Deeply. But your true pain does not come from me. The anger is still there, but now I feel sadness. Overwhelming sadness and love. Shadow, you love someone deeply, don't you? You feel as if you have failed them. I'm beginning to think that I was wrong about you. You are not here on a mission of vengeance or hatred, are you? You're not here against someone, but for somebody. Shadow, please. Please. The claws are gone. I promise not to hurt you anymore. No matter what answers you give, I swear to you that I will not cause you any more pain. The burden within your heart is so strong. I must know its source. I swear to you now, as a member of the ruling family of all dragons, I will not cause you any more harm or suffering if you will only give me what I ask. Please, Shadow, tell me what it is you seek. I must know. A girl? Your sister? Missing? You hunt for her now. You're desperate to find her, aren't you? I can feel it. The bond you two shared. It was deep. She wasn't just your sister. She was your closest friend. But why come here? Do you seek to find her here? In Dragon's Land? What led you to our domain? Evidence? What evidence? I must say, Shadow, you continue to impress me. I'd say that you are clever for a human, but that would do you a disservice. You possess an intelligence and a wisdom that some of our dragons that have lived for thousands of years lack. It is true that most of us no longer have the scaly forms of our ancient brothers, but our skin, soft and supple in comparison to theirs, is still of a slight different texture than humans. It's more rugged and leathery. And you're telling me now that, with your alchemical skills, you were able to detect traces of our dragon skins in your sister's home? Most impressive, Shadow. And you also found tiny fragments of broken dragon claws? So you suspect that she was taken by dragons, don't you? That's what brings you here. You simply wish to have your sister back. Shadow, please forgive me. I had no idea. It appeared to me that you were a simple invader in our lands intent on causing harm simply because of who we are. I believed you are a common brute, but I see clearly now that your actions are not born of racial injustice. They stem from a grieving heart of love which now envelops me. I do not believe that we were the cause of your sister's disappearance, at least not as an official act of my father's. As a member of the ruling house, I would be privy to such information. But if your evidence is accurate, and one of our kind is at fault, there may be something else going on. I offer you my help, Shadow. I will do what I can to find your sister and return her to you safely, or to at least discover any evidence I can of her whereabouts now. Will that satisfy you? At least for the time being? That is good. I can sense there is still suspicion within you, but I can also feel some relief. It is very beneficial for you that I was the one to capture you, Shadow. Any other dragon would have simply ended your life for your invasion, and would just as simply have assumed the worst to your motivations. You risked a lot to come here. Not just personally, but you risked the well-being of many humans and dragons with your rashness. We could have interpreted that as an act of war. Yes, I do understand. I may have done the same thing were one of my brothers or sisters in peril. Shadow, I am enveloped by your sincere love for your sister as we speak. I will understand if you do not accept me at my word, but I tell you now that I am your ally in this matter. I will do what I can to peacefully resolve the issue. But first, allow me to place this healing salve on your cheek. There. Does that feel better? I am glad. I now feel very sorry for that small amount of pain I inflicted, yet it did lead me to where I am now, understanding your anger and sadness from a place of love. Now, Shadow, You will rest. No, I will not untie you yet. I believe you, Shadow. I believe that you are generally only here to find and to help your sister. And you incapacitated each dragon warrior you encountered painlessly and without causing them harm. That reveals to me the heart and wisdom of one that does not blame the innocent for the act of another. I do not believe you are a danger to my people, but I cannot be certain that you have accepted me at my word that I intend to help you, and you may do something foolish if I release you. In the morning, we will speak further. I'll look into what I can concerning your sister, but I also wish to know more about this fascinating device and gas you have created that can render someone unconscious. It is most curious. For now, I will lift you and place you on my bed right here. Are you comfortable? That's good. I hope you sleep well. Oh, no. I'm going to sleep beside you here with my arm around you. Like I said, I don't quite trust you not to do anything foolish, but also, I'm a little embarrassed to admit this. You comfort me, Shadow. As I've said, your emotions are so strong that they envelop me. Now that your love is on the surface, I am entranced by it. It soothes me. I have not felt this peaceful in many years. Although I have my arm wrapped around you, the intense love in your heart for your sister is wrapped around me as well. It makes me feel the way my father's love embrace made me feel when I was very young. We are truly holding each other, Shadow. So please, just sleep as I lay here holding you. You have nothing to fear from me. I am restraining you, but I'm also protecting you. If any others enter and see you with me like this, they will be confused, but they will not harm you. I will speak to you in the morning, Shadow. Thank you, Shadow, for revealing your true name to me now. That is a lovely name, but if you don't mind, I'll continue to call you Shadow. That name means something special to me. Good night, Shadow.